Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Veronica, known as Data Geek. I am so happy you are here with me today, and today I want to show you how to unleash your data by creating an interactive visualization in Python. So first off, I want to say hello and welcome. In this video, you'll learn how to unleash the power of your data by building a stunning and fully interactive visualization using Python and the Dash library. Also, I want to mention, if you are new here, welcome. Please consider to subscribe. Also, make sure to hit the like button. If you are an existing subscriber, welcome again. Thank you for your support, and I am so happy you are here with me today. So first off, I want to explain what is Dash library. Dash is a powerful Python library used to create interactive web-based applications and dashboards. Built on top of Flask, Plotly, and React, Dash allows users to develop professional, data-driven web applications with minimal coding, making it ideal for data scientists, analysts, and developers. So what you'll learn, one, you'll learn how to set up a Dash app. So I'll guide you through installing the necessary libraries and initializing your first Dash application. Two, building an interactive layout. You'll learn how to use drop-down menus, sliders, and graphs to create a user-friendly interface. Three, adding interactivity. Discover how to connect drop-downs and sliders to dynamically update graphs based on user input. Four, data visualization with Plotly. Create stunning scatter plots to visualize relationships between data points. And lastly, five, deploying your dashboard, learn how to run your app locally, and showcase your work. So let's jump into Jupyter Notebook and get started. Okay, so here I am in my Jupyter Notebook. So the first thing you want to do is create a new workbook. So to do that, you can just simply click on New on the top right corner and select Python 3. And a new workbook will pop up. This notebook is untitled, but if you want to, just simply click on that untitled and title your workbook. So in this case, I want to title it Interactive Dashboard. And I will rename it. So now you can see my new name up here on the top. Now here are your cells. These cells, you're going to create your code. I want to create several of these, so I'm going to go ahead and hit the plus button by simply clicking this plus, or you can click on this plus also within the cell. So I'm going to create a few of those. So now I will go ahead and title each step. So step 1, we want to install required libraries. Now I don't want this to be a code, I want this to be a markdown. So click markdown here, and now you can see it's just a text. But if I want bigger text, like more like a header, I put a number sign, space. Now Control Enter, and you see it's bigger. So now I'm going to do 7 steps. I want to go ahead and make a copy of this, I'd say 6 times. So then now I'll double click in here. Now I'm going to change that to a 2 for step 2. And step 2, we will be importing libraries. Control Enter. Step 3, we are going to load the data. Control Enter. Step 4, we will create a Dash app. Step number 5, we will build the dashboard layout. Control Enter. Number 6, we will add interactivity. Control Enter. And finally, on step 7, we are going to run the app. So we will go through each one of these steps. So starting with the libraries. So I'm going to add a cell under here. Now it's under code, as you can see. So the first thing you want to do is you want to install your Dash Pandas Plotly. So if you have not downloaded this in your computer, you will need to. So it's going to be pip install dash pandas plotly. Now I'm going to do a control enter and you will see it running. So as you can see, there's a star or asterisk sign. So it says you may need to restart your kernel to use updated packages. So now we will go ahead and restart my kernel. Okay, so the next one, we're going to import libraries. I'm going to add another cell under here. So I want to put a note here. So when you put a note, you want to do a number sign. So set up imports for data handling. This is going to be for dashboard creation and visualizations. These are what these libraries are for. First one we're going to do is import dash, D-A-S-H, from dash import GCC, HTML. So we will be pulling data from a website from dash dot DEPENDENCIS import input output. Import pandas as PD and import plotly.express as PX. So I will run this code, control enter, and it ran smoothly because it has a number there. So now I will add another cell, actually under this one, step number 3. We're going to load the data set. So again, I want to write a note here, just basically saying we'll use a sample data set like Gapminder for this project. So that's what we're going to do. So the first thing we will do is we're going to load the Gapminder dataset. And we're going to call it URL. And then we're going to actually get the URL. So it's going to be HTTPS // raw.get hub user content.com / plotly / datasets / master / Gapminder 2007.csv. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to call that URL and read it. So it's going to be called data equals. So we're basically grabbing that URL, the data set from the URL, and now we want to read it by calling it data. pd.read _ CSV, and we want to call this URL here. So that URL that we called, which is the package of this, right? So we're going to put it in here. Next, we're going to do a display dataset preview. So I'm going to write that note here, display data set preview. And we're gonna print data set preview. This is the text that it will actually do an output for, right? I have to close that. You will see what I mean now once I print it. So then after we print that data set preview text, we want to view the data, data.set. Now I will run this code by simply doing a control enter. See, so this is what I was just talking about, data preview. So it's saying we're going to write this out, print data preview, and then write the data. So that's what it's doing. So you can see it has country, pop. These are all the variables here for each column. You can also do, I'm going to add another cell. I'll do data, which is our data set name, right? So that's what we called it. And we're calling it from these two here. So data head. So we're just seeing the head of that data. So now we can do a data info. And you can see that it ran the information on that data set. So it has 142 rows times 5 columns. This is good to run data.info when you want to view your data set. Next, we'll do step 4, create a dashboard app. So here's the fun part. So I'm going to add a cell under that. So I'm going to write a note again. Initialize that dash app. And my code, I'm going to call it app dash dot dash with a capital D, open parentheses, underscore, name, underscore, closing. And now I will create the app title. So I'm going to do app dot title. And I'm going to name it Interactive Data Dashboard. I'm going to run it, control enter, and it went through. So just to let you guys know, this is a double underscore. So if it doesn't work, it's because there's 1, 2, and the same on this side, 2 underscores. So it ran smoothly. So next we're going to do is build the dashboard layout. So I'm going to add another cell. We're going to define the layout of the dashboard, including dropdowns, graphs, and headers. So this is going to be quite a bit of code here. So I'm going to go ahead and write it out. I'm going to give you the information afterward. So it's going to be app.layout. My next note is drop down for country selection. So this is going to be the drop down. Label. This is going to be my label. So I'm going to call it select a continent. Now I will go ahead and insert each of my text for my drop down. So DCC dot drop down. So now I will close that. Now value is equal to Asia, comma. So this is going to be a default value. and the style equals curly bracket. This is going to be the width. Close it with another curly bracket. So you can see this is within those open and close parentheses. So I have to close that. And I will close with also this bracket here. And a comma. Style. So now I will do a graph for displaying the data. So I will put that in here. It's going to be DCC dot capital G for graph. ID equals comma. Now I will do a slider for population filter. HTML dot div, capital D. HTML dot label and then filter by minimum population. So DCC dot capital S slider. Open that up. So now I will do the ID equals population slider, comma, MIN equals data, LP, close that up, dot, MIN, open and close, parentheses, comma, MAX equals data. So I'm doing the minimum and max. Okay, so as you can see, this data, every time we put in data, that's our data set that we were calling up here. And also HTML1, which is right here, this HTML.h1, it adds a title to the dashboard. So, and then this DCC dropdown, it's a dropdown to filter data by content. So the DCC graph, which is this one here, it's a placeholder for the scatter plot. DCC slider, which is here, this is a slider to filter data by population size. So I'm going to run this code hoping it will be good to go, no errors. So I'm going to do a control enter. And let's see if it runs smoothly. So you can see it says clothing parentheses, which is a curly, but does not match opening parentheses, line 6. So as you can see, you can click on these to see if it has an open and closing. The bracket one also. You click on the bracket, it has bracket. These two are closing, opening, closing, opening. So this one does not have an open, so we need to put that in there. Open, bracket, there we go. So now we will run the code again. Scroll down. Okay, so I do see one here that needs a closing bracket. Control enter. And it looks okay. So now we are done with step 5, building the dashboard layout. So now we will do step 6, add interactivity. So I'm going to add a cell under here. We're going to connect the drop down and slider to update the graph dramatically. So I will go ahead and start typing the code. and then explain it to you afterwards. So now that with this @app.callback, so what this does is it defines a callback function to update the graph. So that's what the output, input, and input. That's what it's doing. So next, I will do a def update underscore graph. Okay, and I will put a note. This note is to filter data based on user input. I'm going to put filter underscore data equals two equal signs, space, selected underscore continent. And space. So the filtered data, which is this filters the data set based on the selected continent and minimum population. So next we'll create a scatter plot. Big size equals px dot scatter. So we need this filtered data right here, comma, equals 3D Q, capital P, ERCAP, Y equals LIFE, capital EXP, comma. Now the size is pop equals POP, comma. The color is going to be the country. And next we'll create the title. Bracket, comma. Here I put double quotations. I just need a single. And we will close that. Return FIG. Now I will do a control enter. Got an error. Return outside function. Sometimes it's kind of weird. So I will delete that. So once I hit enter, my cursor automatically goes here. So this might be the cause. Turn fig. Control enter. There we go. Now it ran smoothly. So going to this px.scatter. So this creates a scatter plot with bubble sizes representing population. So we will see how this looks like now. So we're going to launch the dashboard with this code here. So if space 2 underscores name, 2 underscores, and then 2 equal signs, space, single quotation, 2 underscores, MAIN, 2 underscores, single quotation. Now app.run underscore server debug equals true. I'm going to run this code. So what this app.run server does is it starts the dash server. It enables the dashboard to be viewed in a web browser. So there's a debug true, it automatically reloads the app if changes are made to the code. So if we scroll down, you will see this interactive dashboard. So I'm putting my cursor over these little bubbles, and you can see it has like a pop-up for each like county. There's the GDP per capita, GDP per capita, which equals 1,391. So it gives you all the information for each little bubble there. And if you want to just go ahead and just look at like Afghanistan, you click on that. You click on all of these to enable them, just to show Afghanistan. So there's Afghanistan. But if you want to do Afghanistan and maybe like India, it shows those too. So you can do all of them at one time or just certain countries. It all depends on what you want to view. But this is your interactive dashboard. Also, you have your filter by minimum population. So minimum and max is all the way up to the right. You can also, it shows you errors, if there's any errors getting dropped in here. And it shows you what errors or labels or countries these errors are coming from. You can X out of there. So what's cool about this is not only interactive, you can also do a download. You can download the visualization into a PNG file. You can zoom in and out. You could even move this left and right, up and down. Zoom in and out. Again, auto scale. There's your reset axis. And it's produced by plotly.js. So again, you know, this is your interactive dashboard. This is what we called it. Here's your X and Y axis. Cool things that you can do also is to visualize your errors. You can just click on that to see your errors again. Callbacks, zooming in and out. So your values, scatter plot figure, errors is up here. You can see there's your errors again. If you X out, you can just click here to show those again. Your server is showing through your visualization here. So I hope you enjoyed this video on how to unleash your data, creating this stunning interactive dashboard in Python. So if you don't mind, if you can please like and subscribe, support my channel. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you on the next one.